What's going on, guys? And this is just part one out of two of this mini series on my channel of the top 10 most expensive minifigures in my collection. So there'll be another episode after this. This will be my top 10 most expensive clone troopers in my collection. I'm very excited to do this video. The next one will be like every other figure, like the stormtroopers, like rebels, like Jedi, Sith, all of that. That'll be a much harder list to do. This was pretty easy to do because I've got a pretty it's like a small portion of clones, and these ones came out to be the most expensive, and they are very surprising. These clones are getting really rare now, and I'm happy to have them, and the prices are skyrocketing. So let's get into this top 10 list. Coming in at number 10, we have my yellow 212 Clone Trooper. Now this one I actually got, I think a year and a half ago, and I got it for $18. That's what I believe I got it for. That is an absolute steal because prices are all over the place with this. So I got the average price of things this thing goes for, and it's quite shocking. Mine is in pretty great condition. It's got nothing wrong with it pretty much. It is a really nice look of a clone trooper. It's got nice yellow arms. It's got yellow markings all around. It's basically got the printings of a 212 clone trooper, but in yellow. It's got nice yellow printed legs. It's very detailed on the legs. It's got a Clone Wars face print. I love that face print. That face print never gets old. I love the helmet, and the mouth is actually smaller on it, which is really nice. It's got the nice yellow look at the top, and it's a really nice clone trooper. And in this clone trooper, as it sits, it is a $40 figure. That is the cheapest one on this list. Really expensive, and yeah, glad I got it for the $18 I got it like a year and a half ago. But 40 bucks. All right, let's get to the next clone. Alrighty, number 9 is the Clone Wars 501st Clone Trooper. This is the OG. The new 501st Clone Troopers, 501st Battle Pack go around $5. So they're not very expensive now, but they will be later on. This one got quite pricey, and this one is a really nice clone trooper. Yeah, it's got a nice blue look to it. The looks to it, it's a very basic 501st Clone Trooper. In the 501st Battle Pack Clone Troopers, they're way more detailed than this. This one also has a Clone Wars face. It's got a really nice, again, really nice blue tone in the helmet. It's got a smaller mouthpiece, which is really cool. Really detailed back print. It's got nice leg print. And this figure, as it sits, is a $50 figure. That is I mean, the prices are getting up there, but this is definitely one of the cheaper ones on this list. But, all right, let's get on to the next minifigure. Coming in at number 8, we have Jack 14. Now, this one came from the Yoda Chronicles. It is a pretty detailed clone. He's more of like a Sith clone, but we count him in. I'm going to be counting him in this list because he is a clone trooper. This one is in really good shape, and his face print is quite interesting. It's got that normal clone trooper face with blue eyes, and then electric look at the back. He has his electric arm. He's got really it's okay printing. It's very detailed, but the printing is alright. The helmet's really cool though. Really like that helmet. Yeah, really like the printing on this figure. It's an alright like look, but it's very detailed. But yeah, as it sits, this figure is worth $65. That is a pretty expensive clone, and the prices are getting up there with this figure. I mean, I saw some listings for like $60. There's some going for $80, but I put him around $65 because he only came in one set. It's what I believe, and then they came out with a new version of Jack that also is exclusive that I do not have. But yeah, 65 bucks. All right, on to the next minifigure. Alrighty, coming in at number 7, we have my Phase 1 Captain Rex with the antenna. Now, this figure is not the other one. They have another Rex. They came out with another Phase 1 Rex, but he had like a range finder or a visor. I think that's what it is. This one is the one with the antenna, and I added this like light piece, but yeah, this is the one with the antenna, so it's the more valuable one. This one, mine's a little more on the faded side, but he does have his bearded face. He just has a normal Phase 1 Clone Trooper torso with blue arms, cowl, a waist cape, and yeah, as this figure sits, this figure was $70. that is a pretty valuable commander. It's not the most valuable commander because it came in many sets, but yeah, 70 bucks. All right, on to the next minifigure. Alrighty, coming in at number 6 is Commander Cody. And we're still looking for a Phase 2 Cody out there. I may need to just get a custom Phase 2 Cody because I really want a Phase 2 Cody in my collection. But for now, we have Phase 1 Cody. And Phase 1 Cody has a customized torso, really nice look to it. I love that torso. He's got a really nice orange look to him. Now this one is the one with all the gear. The other ones that they have are no gear, and that one is a lot cheaper than this one. And mine is in pretty good shape. Yeah, he has just a normal clone trooper face. But as this figure sits, he is worth $80. Yeah, that's a pretty expensive minifigure. But yeah, on to the next minifigure. Alrighty, coming in at number 5. So we are on the halfway point on this list. This is a Phase 1 Wolfpack Clone Trooper. This one is really detailed. I really like this clone. And when I bought this figure, what, like 10 years ago? That's actually crazy to think. I was a little kid when I bought this figure, and it's still in great shape. Yeah, the Phase 1, I got it I think for $30 when even that was a lot back then for a minifigure, but the price of this figure is just insane now. I'm glad to have the one, but like, listings on this thing are skyrocketing, but the looks on it are insane. Like, he has Commander Wolf's legs, he just has a normal Wolfpack torso. The Phase 1 helmet, they literally took the Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet and added all this printing. I mean, that is really cool. And he has the normal face print. He has a white jetpack. And yeah, this figure's in great shape. And again, I bought this thing like 10 or 11 years ago. Like, that's off the top of my head. It could have been longer. But yeah, as this figure sits, this figure is worth $90. 90 bucks. I mean, that's insane. Thinking about that, I bought this thing for 30 bucks back in the day. A $90 Clone Trooper Lego figure is insane. And that's still not the most expensive one in my collection. That is pretty cool. And I got this thing for a steal back in the day. But yeah, on to the next minifigure. Alrighty, so number 4 on this list is the Phase 2 Wolfpack Clone Trooper. This one's still pretty cool. I like the Phase 1 a little bit better. I like how the helmet looks, but it's still an epic Clone Trooper. The printing is basically the same, but darker on the Phase 2. Same type of face print. It's got the normal Clone Trooper look, because this is based off the Clone Wars. I gotta say, the printing on this is more basic than the Phase 1. It's also darker, which I don't know how I feel about the darker. If this was lighter, I think I'd like it a lot more. But this one is more expensive. And it's crazy to think about that, but this one is more expensive. And as this one sits, this is a $110 figure. I mean, that's just average. There's listings of this thing for almost $300, but it's fair to put this thing around what it averages at. So it's about a $110 figure. And I've got another one. I've got 2 because I bought this set. This set is not currently built. I gotta rebuild it, but yeah, I've got 2 of this figure. So there you go. There's $220 right there. But yeah, this figure is really cool. On to the next minifigure. Alrighty, we are down to the top 3, and the prices are gonna be insane. Number 3 is Commander Fox. Commander Fox is one of my favorite commanders. I believe as a kid, I've always wanted to have a Commander Fox minifigure. And to think that I own a Commander Fox minifigure to this day, it's pretty insane. And again, this is a figure that I didn't buy the set for. I just wanted the Commander Fox. And I think I got this thing for the same price as I paid for the Wolfpack back in the day. And this is another figure I got like 10, 11, maybe 12 years ago. And it's in great shape still. The arms have gotten a little loose, but there's no cracks on this minifigure. This minifigure is in great shape for being as old as it is. And for when I got it, I kept this thing in pretty great shape. He has a normal Clone Trooper face print. the printing on him is insane. I mean, this is probably some of the most detailed printing on a clone trooper I've ever seen. I wish we got this type of printing on a torso like now. I mean, back then, they just had great printing on all their clones that they made. But this minifigure is spectacular, and the price does not shock me at all. I'm not surprised. But again, I paid like 30 bucks for this thing back in the day. But this figure, as it sits, is worth $120. That is just insane. I mean, not surprising, but pretty insane. But yeah, on to number 2. Alrighty, guys, the final 2 on this list. And number 2 goes to Commander Wolf. My absolute favorite clone trooper commander. He is so detailed. I'm so happy to own him. And this is a figure that this is another figure. I got the same day as Commander Fox. I think I got this guy for like 40 bucks. 40 bucks for a minifigure back then was pushing it. And this is another minifigure I got like 10, 11, maybe 12 years ago. And it was, again, pushing it. I mean, just owning him is insane. And yeah, with his face print, I mean, that is insane face print. Like, we don't even get that today. His helmet is insane. The printing on it's cool. He has an antenna with the scope. Same wolf pack, torso and legs. He has a cowl right there. Nice back print. And as his figure sits, I mean, it's insane. I think all the price goes to his head and helmet, because that is very exclusive to this minifigure. But as the figure sits, it is worth $170. That is crazy. And I've seen listings of this guy go upwards of $400. I mean, that's just a max price, but the average is $170. That's crazy. I mean, that is insane. And I'm not surprised, but yeah, it's really cool to own this guy. And yeah, let's go to number 1. Alrighty, guys, you probably already know who this is, but number 1 goes to my Phase 2 Captain Rex. This guy I got recently. I'm so thrilled to finally own this minifigure. I mean, I've been wanting a Phase 2 Rex for the longest time. And owning him now is incredible. He does not have the right head. I do need to get a Rex head for him. But I paid, like, God, when did I get him? A couple months ago. I bought him for 30 bucks. 30 bucks. Got a Phase 2 Rex. And yeah, that is pretty crazy. But yeah, prices on him are completely skyrocketing, and I'm shocked at some of the prices. I recently saw a price on him go for $1,000 on Bricklink. I mean, that's the max price that he's going for, $1,000. And as his figure sits, as what the average price says online on Bricklink, he's a $300 figure. A $300 clone. That is ridiculous, and I'm so thrilled to own him finally. It took me so many years to claim this figure, and to be able to hold him, to be able to own this figure, just blows my mind. But yeah, let's get all the figures in this shot together, and I'll show you guys my most expensive clones in my collection. So there you go, guys. That is my top 10 most expensive clone troopers in my collection. I mean, this list was it was much easier to make because I knew who was going to be on this, and I knew which one's prices are going up. But I've got some pretty cool clone troopers and some honorable mentions that I'd like to mention that were so close to making the list, but just didn't make it because there were clones who beat them. And the clone that outbeat the other ones was this guy, because he's number 10 and his price is at 40, but other ones were just below that. And I had to condense it to 10. I could have went on and on about some other clones, but we'll get some honorable mentions and tell you guys their prices. So some honorable mentions. This one would have totally not made the list, but I've got quite a few of these guys. Just the normal Phase 1 clone. I mean, I'm seeing prices on these things go for 10, 15 bucks alone. We got this guy. His prices are like 8 to 9, maybe 10 bucks. The ARC Trooper, 25 bucks, just below the yellow 212. What else do we have? Like Commander Gree. I know prices on him are probably around 20, 25 bucks. We've got some ARC Troopers. These guys can go for a pretty penny, like maybe 10, 12 bucks. And these ones go for around 25, 30 bucks. So just below the yellow 212, the normal 212 clone. These guys can go for $7, $8. Commander Gree can probably reach upwards of 30, 35, so just below the $40 that he goes for. And yeah, those are some honorable mentions, but like I've got a ton of other just cool clones that are just too new to even get a price on, like maybe some of the Bad Batch guys. Like these guys' prices are just like not there yet. I mean, I can check Bricklink prices now, but I guarantee they are not fetching the price that these guys go for yet. They will someday, because they came in one set right now, and I bet they'll be coming in more, but you never know. But yeah, those are some honorable mentions, and this is my top 10. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check button down below, and subscribe to get the next video. See you guys.